Yeah, I just thought the depth, like all four lines were, I thought played well. We went down to five. I thought they really managed the game well. Got some good efforts from a lot of guys in different lines. Thought we checked pretty well in the neutral zone.
You mentioned going down to five defensemen. Do you have an update on Susie?
Yeah, I haven't talked to the doctors yet. I'm not sure how, I don't think it's that bad, but, I'll see what's going on.
In the past, this has been a team that would get leads and not be able to protect them. Were you pleased with how quiet and how calm the third period seemed in that regard?
Yeah, game management, just take what's given. We talked about, we don't want to, you don't want to go, 1-4 and back off. I'm not talking about, but it's just game management. Little things, you've been out there for 40 seconds, you got nothing, you got to get them deep. In the past, maybe we toe drag a guy or try something different. So I felt the game management was really good, and that's what we have to continue.
Was there anything in particular you were looking to see tonight? Did you learn anything extra about your team going into Wednesday?
Just chemistry, the four lines. I thought we were really good with our sticks. I thought Suter and Teddy really had a lot of smart hockey out there, knowing to be over top guys at the right time. When Calgary makes a push, I thought they did a nice job of just making that little subtle play. So I learned that we knew about those guys doing that. But I thought the chemistry on the lines were pretty good. I thought most guys were pretty good tonight.
Just, you mentioned the neutral zone. What makes it effective when you guys are on there?
Well, I shouldn't say hate. I don't like when we skate backwards to defend. You have to skate forward to defend, and I think we get in trouble. You'll see is when we have two forwards skating backwards. That's when you get in trouble. You have to skate forward to defend in this league, surf up, fish hooks, or whatever you want to call it. And I think when we do that, I think we're good in that neutral zone. It's when we back up and we backward skate. That's when teams they skill their way through us. So that's what I'd like to see is more of that, getting up in their face, surfing, and just skating forward. It's okay to defend skating forward. Yeah, taking space away. If you're late and you're backward skating, then you're really in trouble.
When you talk about chemistry in the lines, we've talked about like the Miller line being the big matchup line, and now you've got Phil Giuseppe, right up there with 2 more points again tonight, and really sort of seizing the moment. How happy have you been with what he's shown this last couple of weeks?
Yeah, Deej is the type of guy. He's a survivor. He just keeps on. Every day he comes to the rink, he's trying to learn, and even at 20, as he 28 or 20, whatever he is, he just keeps on grinding. Patience too. That's what he's working on now. Knowing that he's playing with a couple offensive players. If he gets it, you don't always have to throw it in. Now he's working on this part of his game. But also having like Teddy and Suter out there, not have to overplay Millsy in our own end and stuff like that really helps. Gives them more juice on the offensive side.
And I guess penalties were not as much of an issue tonight, but PK is looking probably where you want it to be. Yeah,
we got some. We got 7 or 8 guys that can PK for us. That's huge. That's one positive out of the camp we've had so far. Knock on wood, we got to keep this penalty kill going. I like the attitude and I like the structure of it. Mike Yo's doing a nice job, teaching what we want. So, hey, listen, you got to try certain things in preseason, but I think the penalty kill's done a nice job.
Rick, what were your first impressions of playing a pair of Hughes and Hronek together, at least until the third, when you had to put things in a blender a bit?
Well, a lot of patience. Obviously those two together, pretty smooth. Huggy and a lot of possession time. When you play as a forward, when you have those two guys back there, you're going to get the pass on an outlet pass, or you're going to get something in the offensive zone, whether it's a shot pass or some kind of play. They're good together. Do we keep together? That's the big question. We'll see how it shapes out. But obviously, those two guys together really help out the offensive side for forwards. They get pucks in great situations.
You mentioned that Guillaume Brisebois was a little bit banged up. Do you have any further update? I don't want to ask you for a timeline and hold you to it or anything, but do you have any further update on?
I haven't. To be honest with you, no. He got hit there at the end by Tanev, remember? So it's. I hate to say it's dated. I don't know, but we'll see. I honestly don't know.
What did you think of Noah Juleson tonight? You gave him an opportunity to go in. Seemed like he had a physical presence in the game at the very least, and distributed the puck pretty well.
Yeah, what I like about Noah, like I thought he struggled early, and then he got that big hit, and then he just settled in. I thought he did it right. I like, guys, sometimes you're gonna have a tough start or a couple of shifts don't go your way, and you bounce back. I thought he really had a really good second and third. I think he struggled early, and he hasn't played in a while. It's been a long training camp. He hasn't played some exhibition games, but I thought he really settled in, especially at the 5D. We managed the game really well, but he did a nice job.
With DiGiuseppe and Bluger are both kind of more defensive players.
Yeah.
They get in alone and they have that finish at the net. Is that something that's nice to have, that that your depth can have some nice touch around the net?
It's huge. I mean, if you can get your bottom six to score some goals, it's huge, right? Or at least, I said, like, if your bottom six is not scoring, you got to play neutral. You can't be scored against, and those guys aren't getting scored against, and they're scoring. I mean, that's the plus. But yeah, and it gives them confidence too. Deej has a little bit of confidence now. And Teddy's scoring. I think he had a couple of chances in this camp. It loosens you up. Yeah, it's nice to see those guys score, and they deserve it because they're playing hard for us.
You've tried a number of wingers with Pettersson and Kuzmenko. Garland gets a try this game. What did you think about his play on that top line, and do you think you have found the right solution for who's going to play with them on opening night?
Well, we're still moving people around. I thought Petey was really good tonight. Kuzi's dealing with some. He hasn't felt good the last couple of games, so Kuzi wasn't himself the last few days. So I don't think he was that good. And in the sense, I think he was kind of sick. And Gars, I thought he tried, but I thought Petey really pulled that line together. I thought he was really good tonight.
Now we're through with the preseason and camp. I know you have some more practices before the games count, but do you feel like you accomplished what you wanted to over the course of where we've been to this point?
Yeah. We're always learning. Game management is something that we still got to continue to press our staples. We really did a lot of video today or yesterday and today about getting in front of people, and I thought it's probably the best this so far where we got in front of people and our breakouts were better, and it works if we do it. It's hard. It's hard work. It's hard to skate that extra 2 feet to get in front of somebody. It's hard to do these things, but it's hard to win, right? So, you can't do it every once in a while. That's the key. Can we do it consistently? And, we're going to have to play this way. We got Edmonton back to 2 games in a row, and we're going to have to play a certain style against that team where we're in their face and get in front of them because, McDavid, he's lighting it up already in preseason.
Is there any utility from your perspective to getting that win before sort of the weekend and before you get into the game that counts next Wednesday?
I mean, for sure. I mean, listen, we needed a good, solid effort to win. Yeah, of course. People look at the record preseason. If you lose this game, it's like, oh, here we go. But I think it makes guys relax a little bit. But it's also makes it what we're preaching. It works if you do the right thing. It's a preseason game. Calgary's a good hockey club, and it was one of those games where you can get a little bit of confidence. We're not ordering the rings or anything because we want a preseason game, but I will say that we liked our effort. Now we have to work on it again the next day.